It's Kyle here, and for many long-time viewers of We Read Books or some of the other channels I'm part of on YouTube, on my personal channel or Project Nerdy, you probably know that I have never read any of the Harry Potter books or never seen any of the Harry Potter movies. It's just never really interested me. By no means am I saying that they're not well written or well acted with the movies. It's just the storyline just never really sounded appealing to me, so I just never had any interest to read the books or see the movies. And I've always said, in fact there's a video on my personal channel, that however, if somebody was willing to bribe me or something, I'd be willing to read at least the first book in the series. Well, somebody didn't bribe me, but somebody did bet me. I actually had a Super Bowl bet this year on the Patriots and the Falcons game. As you might know, I'm from Georgia and a big Falcons fan. And a former member of We Read Books and a Project Nerdy, Danny, is from Massachusetts and a huge Patriots fan. So we betted on the Super Bowl, and if I lost, I would have to read the first book in the Harry Potter series. It is, unless you've been living under the rock, you're probably aware that the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. So I just did complete reading the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. My sister actually read the series, so she had a copy of the book, so I just borrowed it from her. Just completed. It took me about a couple of weeks to read, and that might give you a little bit of an opinion on how I feel about the book. The fact that, you know, a book that should be a pretty quick read took me a couple of weeks to read. So first, let me dive into what I liked, and then I'll kind of dive into what I didn't like, and then give you my overall opinion on the book. So first, what I liked. It is very well written. That's one thing I've always never argued, that the books were not well written, even though I did have an interest in reading. Everything I'd heard, people's opinions I respected, all said that J.K. Rowling is a great author. She's very, very, very skilled. It's not like one of those books that gets popular by a lot of people that said, well, yeah, I liked it, but it's awfully written, kind of like the Twilight series. I've never really heard anybody say that about Harry Potter, and after reading the first book, I agree. There was not really any point in the book where I felt like, oh, that was just awfully written. You know, anybody could have written that paragraph or sentence better. That never happened. So I definitely completely believe that this book is very well written. She's a very skilled author, and I have no complaints in regard to that aspect of the book. Another part of the book that for me was a positive, and probably the part I enjoyed the most, was the humor. There was, you know, several funny elements throughout it, and that's kind of what kept me going in the book and helped me make some decent pace reading. Was the funny moments scattered throughout the book. Great sense of humor, but also I did not feel like the humor got in the way of the storyline. Sometimes, be it in books or movies, they try to cram in humor and it actually takes away from the storyline, and maybe it gets a little too cheesy, and it actually makes you enjoy the storyline less by trying to be funny. I never felt this way about the book. I never felt like she was writing and felt like, oh, it's time, I need to cram in another joke. Let me just cram one real quick, now I'll get back to the storyline. Never felt that way. So the humor was funny, but also I think it made sense within the context of the storyline. So thumbs up for that. Another aspect of the book I enjoyed was the world building. That is one part of books that I really enjoy a lot. I love when these new worlds are created and authors kind of delve and explain the various aspects of it, from how the society is structured to the kind of history behind it, all aspects of it. That was elements of like why I enjoyed books like The Hunger Games or the Red Rising trilogy. Books like that. I love when people delve in and kind of build this new world. There's various sci-fi novels. I love that aspect. So I really enjoyed, that part of it. And I can completely understand, after reading this book, imagine how it progresses the rest of the series and understand like, oh, how this could easily lead to amusement park type stuff and the various other aspects that came out of the world of Harry Potter that, that's chiefly due to the great world building that the author does. So definitely I enjoyed that aspect of the book. So those were the main points I enjoyed. Now to delve into points I really did not enjoy. Chiefly, number one, and the main reason why I never really had any interest in reading the books or seeing the movie, was the use of magic. I've just never really been a huge fan of storylines, be it books or movies or TV shows, that rely a ton on magic. To me, it just always takes me out of the storyline. I always feel like it's a little bit of a cheat that a writer can use, that basically can put a character in any situation and they just come up with a magical solution out of it. So I never feel like the stakes are as high in storylines that involve magic versus storylines that don't involve a magical element. So you never really, I never really feel as that wonder, like, well, how is this character going out of that? Like when it's a storyline that deals with magic, like, well, we'll just come up with some sort of magic thing, it's not a big deal. So that is the aspect I really knew I probably wasn't going to like, and after I read it, it was like, yeah, that just takes me out of the storyline. I just couldn't really fully invest myself because of the magical aspect. Now, one thing that a few people, when I mentioned, that's why one reason I wasn't interested in reading Harry Potter when I mentioned that, they said, but yeah, you're a huge Star Wars fan, they have the Force in it. Isn't that the same thing? And to me, it's not, because once, I'll use the Star Wars books, for example. Other than a couple books by majority of books in Star Wars, the Force is not the main focus of the book. It's a huge background element. Very much. The storyline progresses without the Force. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars books where the Force is not even brought up at all. And when it is, it's never constant. It's like, oh, here's a Force element, but then you might go 5 chapters without anything. And the Force elements tend to be a little bit more on just like heightened physical aspects. You don't get a whole lot of more these unexpected powers. So going into it, you kind of know this is what a Force user can do. So even when a Jedi gets in a certain situation, you're like, well, I'm not sure how it's going to get out because this doesn't really apply to these Force powers. But I would say, like, if the Force was, every single page there was something Force related, I would not probably enjoy Star Wars books as much. I probably would not enjoy the movies as much. The few books that did delve deeper and deeper and had constant Force stuff on them were not my favorite Star Wars stuff. So that's basically, I think, as well as I can explain why typically I'm not into books or movies or TV shows that delve with magic being the main element of the storyline a lot. And that's really the main aspect that why I don't like the book. You can say, like, well, you mentioned a few items that you liked and just one you didn't, but that one element is, after reading the book, is the main aspect of the book. And, I can't really get around that part of the book to really enjoy the rest of the series. So that is my opinion on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Well written, funny aspects, but it's just not for me. And I think that's an important thing to remember. There's books and movies and stuff that you can love, but you can realize, like, other people, their tastes can be a little bit different. It's just not for them. That's one thing, again, going back to Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And a lot of times I'm surprised when I talk to somebody who hasn't at least seen one of the movies and stuff, but, I say, well, you should check it out sometime. But, if somebody says, like, well, I'll watch Star Wars, and I'm just not into it, I was like, oh, well, that's too bad. I enjoyed it a lot, but I can understand because sci-fi is just not everybody's thing. So that's just where I'm coming from. That, I think it's important to remember that there really can't be some creation of fiction, be it book or movie, that everybody, 100% of the world, is going to like. There's just going to be some people who are just not going to really be into it. And that is just where I am at with Harry Potter. So I do not plan on reading the rest of the series. I know a few people, Holly, here on Reread the Books, had hoped that I would enjoy book 1 so much that I would just be inspired to read the rest of the series and maybe get into the movies. And I'm not. So where I'm at in Harry Potter is, I'll kind of go back to where I was with the first book. I'm open to being bribed or bet to go for book number 2. But unless something like that happens, I believe I'll just be satisfied with reading the first book in the series. So That is where Kyle and the world of Harry Potter is at. Hope you enjoyed this video. One thing I would be interested in hearing from you in the comment section below is if there's some book, TV show, or movie that seemingly everybody loves, but you are just not into and you have no interest in. Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be interested to see what your version of Harry Potter is like it is for me. So let me know. Be sure to like the video if you haven't yet, and please, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it here on We Read Books. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a part of a couple other channels. My personal channel, YXG Tower, and another collab channel, Project Nerdy, where we talk about all sorts of nerdy stuff. So please check those channels out. We really, really appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you the next time.